I'm just trying to, because the whole way this conversation started, you're drawing me out for saying that I'm actually not a nice guy.
I was asking.
He's a fake nice guy. It's fake.
But the reason you
Because it's transactional, innit?
Is everything
No,
transactional?
it's not.
Though?
Not everything.
Even if, okay, let's say I'm having a conversation with a girl and she's telling me these things and I'm trying to like, you know, like calm her down. I'm trying to like make her feel a bit better, innit?
Yeah.
And the most I get from it is like oh, you're such a good friend, everything. The sort of nice words and everything, yeah.
That's calm.
I'm feeling good about myself because I've done something nice for someone. Is that not?
I think that is okay.
No, but it's transactional, is it not?
How is that transactional?
It's transactional because you've gained something from
No,
somebody.
but
You've gained a positive comment from somebody.
That's
and
fine.
They're projecting their feelings of, this person, I can come to this person. I seek this person's advice. This is someone I can come to for comfort and that kind of thing.
That's
and
not
then
a bad thing.
And then me as somebody, I'm taking it as a positive thing. Like, oh, I like that. I like to hear that from people.
But that's not a bad thing by itself. The bad thing is if you go in with the intention, I'm going to get her to like me and force it. You should just want to help because you heard a situation, like out of the goodness of your heart.
That's what I do. What the hell?
No.
Who do you know that I do that? I do that to?
I'm not going to say no names. You get me?
Are you saying I do that though?
No. I'm fucking with you, but still. I'm messing with you. But just to see that reaction was worth it.
Nah,
I need to go back to this guy because you've dodged the bullet. Well done. This brother is talking to me about, if she throws me some female parts, woman parts, it is what it is.
First, I want to ask you, because you would, I don't know if you meant in a specific scenario, but you said if the girl's got a man already and she's talking to you about it, she's flinging you the pumps, you're taking it.
I might not take it, no.
Your tune has changed a little bit. It's changed a little bit.
Go on.
Say in that conversation,
Go on.
It doesn't have to be man problems. So why you assuming this girl? If this girl was in a relationship,
okay, that's fine.
Teach King.
No, I just want to know if it was man problems and she's flinging the pumps to you.
No, I'm saying.
Okay, that's all I wanted to know because I was a bit. Wait.
On what?
Wait.
Man.
Man. How bad?
What do you mean? How bad? Explain that, please.
Man, what animal say, right?
I'm a human being.
You bleed red blood.
I'm a man. I'm a human being.
At
the end of the day, there's such a thing as attraction. And sometimes attraction.
This is real caveman shit, you know. Man's doing this.
This is the episode of the Experimentation podcast.
You're right. I could be a one still.
You're like here. I'm like here. JJ may be like there still. You're above. You're above.
I'm just saying, like, attraction sometimes just outweighs logic.
Are you saying that the attraction is so mad that if she flings it on you, you can't say no if it's that strong?
They're having troubles already. This is how relationships.
Wait.
I don't think I've been listening.
That makes it even worse. That makes it even worse.
How do you know that's not gonna be my wife?
What?
You made me sick. You made me sick.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you might need to contemplate whether you want to be
No. That's not how it was framed. Don't do that. You framed it like she's with her boyfriend. Yeah, they're going through their troubles, but they're together.
That's how shit breaks up, right?
Oh my God.
Man.
You don't break up when things are happy, do you?
But as in, like, they're still together.
Yeah.
You see this audience, men.
No, what are you saying? So they're still together?
Yes.
She comes to me with girl troubles.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like shoulder, head upon shoulder, and all these things.
First of all, I might not even do that if you have a man, but
okay, yeah, I respect that.
Let me give him a black hand for that, though.
Let's say
Improvement and that.
Though, I might reconsider that move.
Wait, pardon?
You were too quick to clap, bro. You were both too quick to clap.
Wait, are you saying that your impetus to ruin the relationship depends on if she's sexy or not?
What if she comes to me with like troubles that's
You
like,
mad?
You
want
it?
Wait, say that again.
What if she comes to me with like relationship issues that told them that the man of trash, fam?
Man said,
Bad man, fam.
how come I say, nobody even knows me?
Nobody That's what I'm saying. Cool. She comes to me and says, this guy's.
Oh, okay, nice. Deeper one.
Why would I now leave her with him?
Bro,
I say
that makes sense, though. I can hear that.
How bad they were, fam. No matter how bad they were. She is bad. Bro,
That's not.
if she bad, I'm doing that. I might do that 10% quicker.
You can't say that.
Yes, I can.
You
Bro.
can't.
I crack them sometimes, bro. Like, listen. You ever seen this animal documentary, son?
Pardon?
You ever seen an animal documentary, son? Sometimes.
Man thinks it's a David Attenborough thing.
Oh my god.
Sometimes a piece of fruit
the
gets juicy, fam.
DJ.
You can see the DJ approaching you. His
Walking
friend.
through the crowd.
Porcupine, fam. Why?
He
It's
scoped
fam.
one woman.
They got all the.
She has the
rights,
maddest
fam.
bunda.
But they
Oh
got
my
cheating.
god.
At the bar. He has now gone to the bar.
Nah, bro.
He converses about her day, talks about the weather. He hasn't even been outside. Hey, yo, he just ran out.
That's what he was saying, eh?
Bro.
Like, right, it was my sunny. I was like, oh, but it kind of rained them out. Oh, I hear that. But anyway, yeah.
Oh, that's so
Ah,
dumb.
you guys are right, you know.
Right, so what are we actually talking about?
We're talking about how black men don't really cheat. It's actually a facade.
Wait, what? What? Was that the topic? You're talking about?
Might as
Black
well
men
be.
don't cheat.
Might as well be.
Black men don't cheat.
Is this related to the ASAP Rocky Rihanna thing?
I don't talk about this bullshit yet, but you idiot. Nah, let me get my shit off here to the camera. Any one of you idiots, yeah, that don't proofread, you don't cross-reference, this goes out to you, innit?
Alright, why?
This-
What happened to your dissertation?
Because them man were like, this is the reason why it doesn't matter if you're being.
You know when he said these lot, yeah? And then he did the like,
The voice kind of gives that.
who are we supposed to be thinking this is? I know we know. But
Obviously.
Nah, run it.
Oi!
Hey, we found number two.
It's not me. It wasn't me like Shaggy, blood. It wasn't me like Shaggy. What I'm saying, there's a section of the actual interwebs, yeah? There was the interwebs decided to do their fuckery and say, see, doesn't matter if you're Beyonce or Rihanna, you can still get cheated on. Turns out, they were rumors, it was fake. How do you feel? Man like ASAP still in there. You get me? Doing his thing, fatherhood. We were just talking about fatherhood, innit? He's about to embark on fatherhood. Faithful black man, you see me?
Hey.
Faithful black man, I lie. Faithful black man, I lie.
There was energy that day, fam.
Faithful black man, I lie.
when was it? I wasn't.
I think it was Sunday still.
Was it Sunday? Was it that far away? I swear it was recent. Oh, there were people on my timeline like,
Sunday came out that he cheated. Monday.
he didn't cheat.
He
He didn't cheat. Don't believe the shade room, shade borough, shade side street. Don't believe none of them, cuz.
That's a side street. Oh my
Don't
God.
believe none of them. They're all liars. You get me?
What if it does come out that, like,
If he cheated, then I have to recant everything I just said. Everything I'm going, oh man, I was drinking that day. You know them, wait there.
are we taking this down if this comes out?
We're not releasing it if it comes out that he cheats.
What if it comes out and then we find
We have to just block the video. Just take it down. That's the beauty of YouTube. You just unlist it or whatever it's called. Private. Was it private?
Private. I'm so dead.
This one. Black men don't cheat. That's why me and my still sweet.
Obviously, if you don't want to talk about relationships, that's
Hold tight,
calm.
Hardy.
But can we get into it between us lot, and if you want to talk about something like else as well, is it possible? Can we do that?
What exactly do you want to talk about? Because I'm trying to talk
Well,
nicely.
I
on
just
camera.
wanted to expand on something that you were saying off camera.
Which was what?
You feeling like you're not ready to be in a relationship. Damn, I gotta rephrase that.
I think I'm a young single man. It's quite a big responsibility now, and I'd want to be 100% committed and able to the right woman. Not
That's
saying
fine.
I am and I'm not. Do you know them we're there?
Okay, that's fine.
I just think
Yeah.
that is imperative for all black men to just have their heads screwed on and to treat all ladies with kindness, respect, goodwill. You know them we're there.
In saying that, yeah, because I've now heard multiple people say that. Yeah. I've heard multiple people say that, and is now. I'm now thinking like, do you think that's a lot of, let's say young black men's perspective? Like,
I
sort of
think
thought
men
process
in
as well?
general, but you can specify it to young black men.
Yeah.
100%.
Just man.
No, I mean, because even just like the whole thing of like black men don't cheat, yeah,
I've
it's come from something of like,
It's come from rumors being perpetuated that we are disloyal,
notoriously just
notoriously
Yeah, that's a
unfaithful.
great word. Notoriously.
Oh my
Notorious.
yeah.
We're guilty till proven innocent.
You know what's mad?
Just like
No, you know what's crazy?
Uh.
You said that as a joke, yeah, in jest, but it can apply seriously as well.
100%.
We are scapegoat for a lot of shit
A lot.
that we did.
That
Yeah.
we don't do often.
For example,
What's the-
I'm gonna be real, yeah. Do you know how many times we're right and we have to shut the fuck up? And
I'm trying so hard not to. No, go on.
Yeah.
And there's gonna be an episode where we actually talk about it, yeah. There's so many stuff that we're right, yeah, and we're like, that don't really make sense, you know. But we're told to shut the fuck up.
By who? Who are we told to shut the fuck up? Man?
The people who are not black men. Thank you. The section of the communities that are not us will tell us to shut the fuck up.
Okay.
Or will tell us some bullshit like we are the white people of the black community. So some nonsense like that.
But is it all of them or is it just like
I'm saying
section
sections of the communities that are
of them?
not us.
Sections. Okay.
Yeah. I'm not blaming anyone in particular. Because y'all all do it. You know what I'm saying?
It's an attitude thing still.
It's
not a race thing.
oh no, it's part of it is a race thing. But
Yeah.
it is mainly an attitude thing, but part of it is a race thing, yeah. Yeah. I think we've been positioned to take a lot of hits publicly and get blamed for a lot of shit. I'm gonna just say that.
Is that part of the reason why a lot of us are looking at relationships as like, it's just like we can't like not now at least.
There's a lot of responsibility for us to get it right. There's not a lot of room for us to get it wrong. And I think we kind of, just to be serious for a second, yeah, we acknowledge that we represent black men, or at least I do. Like when I go out and talk to women, specifically black women, I represent black men. So I have to do that to the best of my ability, you get me? So if I mess up, there will be that streak of black men do this, black men do that, black men do that. Do you know what I mean? Because we already have those stereotypes to fight against already. So if you live up to it, it's more ammo. Because people can say, how can you disagree with my real life experience? When they're already generalizing. Because of their couple bad experiences, they've kind of like generalized. And don't get twisted. Us men do it as well. A lot of men now come say, black women, this black, you know what I mean? And it's a trauma-based setting. Like these movements that you see today are based off hurt and guilt. Like, you know what I mean? But yeah, that was just taking it serious for a second.
No, it's true, bro.
A big man thing, it's a bit...
Think about even down the line, fam, you might end up doing like a long relationship thing.
Yeah,
9 months down the line, the first time you fuck up, you're still gonna break her off, fam.
yeah. And you can't affect what breaks her heart and what doesn't. I've learned that. Because I will use me as an example because I can't talk for no one else here. Like, I know I did something thinking I was doing something to protect her. Then it hurt her. I was like, oh. I thought this was the best course of action to avoid that. But I hadn't thought everything through. Do you know what I mean?
Right, that's your fault.
I'm not saying it's not my fault. I've taken my accountability. But I'm saying that you got to think these things through. Do you know what I mean? Before you do them.
Sometimes you don't know you're gonna hurt them.
Yeah, like how do you know you're going to hurt someone? You don't know. That is 100% false. That is fallacious, bro. You can't say that you know you're going to hurt someone. No, you don't.
Well, hold on a second.
I'll say it to you like this.
Okay.
For example, you could tell your girl, not you, but you could tell a woman that, I need some time to myself. Yeah, you could say that. And then she takes it as like, oh, you don't want me. And she's hurt by that. Her ego is hurt. So you still hurt her. It wasn't your intention to hurt her, Do you know what I mean?
Like you can say in 2 weeks to get myself right.
Yeah, and she's like, what do you mean? Why do you need 2 weeks? There's a question to everything, you know. There's no, yeah. There's why.
Ah, man.
Do you know them way there? Or even just in terms of if you gone to a party, yeah, and something's happened, you say, oh, you gone to this party and such and such. Why are you in a party with such and such and such and such? I was in there, but nothing happened though. You still hurt her. Because it's like, oh, my trust this and this, that, and the third. It might be more about her, but you're still dealing with her. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. What
have you got?
Exactly that, fam.
Because he questioned me. I want to see if you have things to like respond to that with.
Nothing. No. Okay. I wanted to ask what you said, and maybe I need to understand the actual statement more, where you said you don't know that you're gonna be able to hurt her like that.
I could or I couldn't, yeah.
And I've heard it multiple times where like people have said in their situation, because they know what they're capable of and what they've done, they know that they have the capability and that it's most likely they're going to upset her or hurt her emotionally in some kind of way, and that's why they don't want to engage in something like that. But they've got to the stage where now they can take the next step. There's feelings involved. They can take the next step, but it's that fear of I don't want to put her in that situation, and then they don't take that step. But you saying you can't know that you're gonna do that. What is it then that's holding people back?
I think it's two separate questions that you're asking. I think the first one, you can understand, yeah, that your behavior can impact someone, but you don't know the extent to which you can impact somebody. So you can think, this can potentially hurt her, or it could really hurt her, depending on how close you two's bonded. Yeah, you think she might just be fine. Yeah, because you might not know where she's at with it. You might think she's not as invested as you.
Miscommunication.
Yeah, it's just non-communicative skills done. Do you know what I mean? Not communicate properly, basically.
Okay.
That's so easy, blood. Do you know what I mean? Especially when people are not willing to break things down and not go through that. I do get that, yeah. If you're too transparent, if you're honest and you come to, yeah, not gonna lie, I don't think I'm ready. Especially if you know, because people know the things that they're capable of. Tend to be the people that have lived a bit of life. They've gone X, they've done Y, they've gone back to A and B, you get me? If someone has the foresight to see, don't get twisted, because there's two ways of things being said. A person could mean it genuinely, and then a person could say it as like, I need an excuse to back out of this thing. I've gone in too deep, so let me just use this. If someone means it genuinely, it means that they know their history, like whether it's been cheating, all type of mad things, yeah. And they go, I know my history and I don't want you to end up like these other girls that I've dated. Do you know what I mean? So that's where it comes from. Do you understand?
Okay. No, yeah, I do get that.
So where exactly... Because I swear there was even a third part of his question, though. He asked a lot of stuff, innit?
Well, no, because I'm just drawing from like things that I've heard before and relating it to what you said. Because that whole thing of, like, essentially, I guess what you're saying is like, you know yourself and you know that what you're capable of, but you don't know exactly how that other person might take it. So there's a calculated risk where you're saying,
because you're not them.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't know their history and their psychological makeup to where how they are gonna respond because of their past experience. Like they might have been through a trauma that is similar to this. Do you know them way there? So you might be a trigger to them.
And then you're saying that the communication part of it is where things might go wrong, because you can try your best to be as transparent as you can, but that might also be to the detriment of the relationship.
Because there's some people who are called too honest. I've been called too honest. It's mad because I've been called the most liar of the liar, because I was at one point. And then I've been called too honest. You know them ones there? You know them ones there? Like sometimes you gotta find a little balance. But for me, I prefer everything being out in the open and people knowing the truth. Spent too much time lying. Like, you know them ways there. It's too much energy to lie. Keep up the lie.
Do you think people on opposite ends of the spectrum, so say someone like you who's like quite open and honest and you know wants to be transparent about things, and then someone who might not be able to deal with that, do you think there's any possibility of that
Working?
Yeah.
Probably not, because if a person is content with lies, then they've manufactured a world for themselves anyway. Do you know what I mean? Which makes sense for them. And if you break the world they've constructed for themselves, you are now the issue. It's not them. That's kind of the thing. Or you might be telling them too much detail. Because I know hearing stuff back in the way that I'm transparent, it's like, raw. Maybe I didn't want to hear that. Just how my ego is set up.
Yeah, I mean, it depends though. Like, is there something you needed to hear?
That's what I'm saying. I have to understand, okay, what is needed to be heard, and trying to find the right balance. Because I know I like being honest, but it's like I know certain things I ain't trying to really hear. But that's just like my ego and like my masculine shit talking.
But then let's say like someone like you with that foresight, yeah, you could say that and be like, okay, cool. So when we talk, I'm going to have this conversation with you. There's going to be certain things I am going to say, but there'll be certain things I'll hold back for another time because you might not be ready to hear that now.
But then on the flip side, it'll be, what do you mean things you're going to hold back? How come you can't say them now? I thought we have that type of, you know what I'm saying, bond. Then there's that.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, now what I do?
Yeah.
Yeah, what exactly can you not tell me? I thought me and you were such and such.
Would you be honest and tell them the reason why you're holding that back from the
I'll
person?
try, but knowing me, it would most likely come across wrong, and then it gets misinterpreted, and you know, then we're there. That's that, bruv.
Like, to a question like that, I would just say, nah, listen, if I tell you what I'm about to say, it's going to end up hurting you. So
I've said stuff like that, and I've still been told, just tell me anyway.
But I'm not the person to tell you.
Bro, I'm telling you.
But
There's times, for example,
wait.
yeah, I usually do this thing of, I'll be midway through something, and I go, nah, let me just stop. Because I know how it's going to be received. Because I know man are not going to take it right, innit?
Okay.
I like JJ. Why are you involving me, man?
With that thing that you're going to bring to her, but you don't want to necessarily say at that moment in time, is there not also a thing of like, they might have heard that before from somebody else?
So it's a trigger.
No, but then you telling it to them another time, yeah, something in them, it might not click at that time. Obviously, it's not guaranteed, but something in them might click where it's like, oh shit, you know what? I've now heard it from other people. Maybe I need to take this into account.
Maybe some people will do that, but some people will say, oh, I'm not the problem.
Do you not think it's worth going through that and finding out for sure whether, because I mean, I don't know if it's more like me being like idealistic and optimistic about these things, but once you go through that phase, whether it turns out bad or good, it's like, you know now.
Know what exactly?
You know where you stand with that. Like where, I mean, I don't know if issues will be resolved within that conversation, but you being brave enough to talk up how you're feeling and your thoughts on how that person is behaving or moving, you've put it out there how you're feeling, and now it's on the onus is on them to respond and say what they need to say. If they react badly, they react badly and things don't end up where they're supposed to be. But you learn from that. Do you get what I'm saying? Whereas, and this is just me being idealistic, if you've now opted not to speak about, you know, that person's behavior, that certain aspects of them that you don't particularly like or whatever, that thing's just left in the wind.
I don't
you're left
think
kind
that's
of
a problem for me, though. I think if
are you able to
someone's
just let that go? Like, if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out.
Yeah, and that's my issue. Sometimes I do say too much, and I do just talk my mind. I think my issue is stuff that they think, because I don't know what is little and big to them. So to me, I'm like, I'm gonna avoid the hassle because I've been told before that I'm X, Y, Z. So I'm trying. Then someone else will be like, oh, how can you start a sentence and not finish it? Like, you might as well just not say it then. I'm like, but like, if I don't say it.
When you get to the point where they're offended and you don't ask them about something.
Exactly.
You
can't
That's
win.
all carrying luggage as well.
You can't win in certain situations. The whole thing you're saying is the ideal scenario. That we're adults, we can communicate like adults, and we can come back and, you know what I'm saying, come to an understanding and a reason and then grow together, right?
Yeah.
That's not going to...
Or not necessarily that.
Not even just... You just... Both of you expressed yourselves.
Yeah.
Certain times, black men don't get that luxury. Certain times.
100%. Yeah.
Certain times we don't get that luxury because we have this image to either uphold what's been forced upon us of like you can't be too expressive.
You can't be emotional.
Do you know what I mean? And with me, I'm not naturally cry emotional, but my expressing my emotions is just let me just let stuff out and talk. Do you get me? Let me just talk my things and be done. Like you have to frame it in a certain kind of way, otherwise you're aggressive. You're all these words that get thrown at you. You know, them way there.
That's. I mean,
so I do temper what I say. That's why when stuff does get said, I'm like, I'm trying to relax, and I feel like now what's been said is like a draw out rather than constructive critique.
Yeah.
Because if it was constructive critique, I feel come like from a more loving place. Do you understand? Rather than character flaw in people. Do you know what I mean?
So is it what you say or how you say it?
Me is defo how I say it. 1000%.
But then shouldn't the onus be on the person that's like receiving the information about?
That's what we were saying.
You
though.
say this,
thing, like.
but that's not how it works in the real world, innit?
Yeah, it's not. Obviously, people hear how they hear it.
How they want to hear it, exactly. For me, it's defo how I say it. Because I feel like I don't say anything. In fact, I do, yeah. But the stuff I do say is crazy. People manage to hear me. It's so mad.
And what?
It's not even crazy to me, but the stuff that I think, that's a little bit out there, is a little bit left or whatever. Not left, but you know what I mean? People hear it, but the stuff that is nonsense to man, that's where people have their issues.
Do you know what? I feel like I have a different issue where it's not that I can't even express myself. It's more like articulating it in a way that would make sense for the other person to hear is a struggle for me, which I've been trying to get over and trying to do better. But then I also have the issue of either that other person is not saying what they really want to say, or they're not trying to like hear what I'm saying in a way that like they can take it and say, okay, you've expressed it now. Maybe they don't believe it, or maybe, you know, like I was saying, I can't articulate it in the way that I want to, so they're just like, they're not getting it. And so there's a like dissonance between us. There's just like, we don't really understand each other. Do you know what I'm saying? I like this whole thing of like not being able to communicate with each other. Like I just think about it in a way of like, we're young, we got plenty of time, but like in that social sort of structure of like, you know, you get to this age and now you're supposed to be really like in a different space right now. Obviously, that's just like society telling us how we're supposed to be and where we're supposed to be at a certain time. But you do think about that, and you know, I have my idea of where I'm supposed to be at a certain time, and that involves, you know, being around certain people as well, like career-wise, you know, business-wise, and then just like family-wise as well, and where I want to be specifically. It's going to be a lot harder for me to be like, you know, talking to people and trying to find that person that I'm supposed to be with. Do you know what I mean? And to have to get to that stage, but then go through all of this, it's looking a lot like bleaker. Do you know what I'm saying? Because
explain bleaker.
It's just looking difficult to like overcome a lot of the issues that I have, especially when there's a lot of people going through similar issues or like even worse than me, and then having to you know, build something with that person as well.
Where do you think those issues stem from?
My issues?
Yeah, personally.
Just my upbringing. You know, not growing up without a father for like a large part of my life, an important part of my life, and then, you know, not because I think I've said in the previous episode before, like, you know, growing in high school, secondary school even, like there were like girls that like I had in like friendship groups, but like I didn't interact with them as much. It was only in a later stage that I did. And so even now I'm still learning, you know, interacting with them and how to deal with them.
I think honestly, it will sound like I'm telling a joke, but I'm not. We all still are.
Oh yeah,
genuinely, genuinely, because as we get older, we change, they change, and there's different dynamics.
Yeah.
And the friendships are a little bit different now, aren't they? Do you know what I mean? Whereas if you was in sixth form or college or uni, you saw, and you see them all the time. Now, the only time you see them is if you arrange to have lunch or something like that.
Yeah.
That's adult stuff.
Yeah.
Or depends on your profession. Like, I know us two are more in like a entertainment type field, innit? So we see people in different settings a bit more looser. Do you know what I mean? But even then, those people aren't necessarily our friends. Or if we make friends with them, we don't, like, it's just work. Do you know what I mean? It's not it's not a real friendship like that.
No.
You can't really be yourself.
It's the same for everything. It's not work friends.
It is work friends.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I think,
It's just our situation, our work friends are drunk.
yeah. Depends on where I'm at, innit? But yeah, it's a bit mad. Allegedly.
Yeah.
But I think it's interesting. I think it's just, that's why I try to do more of listen to ladies, listen to women, innit? Listen to women. Because it's like, they can give you them the best. And then it's for you to put it in context of like, okay, who are they listening to? What are they watching? Where are they getting their information from? Do you know what I mean? So it's like, that's them, their personalized perspective. All right, now let me extract from that and give contextually what's going on socially right now, what's going on politically right now, historically what's going on. So I can get a proper perspective on things rather than just, this is this woman's experience, this is hers. And of course they're different because X, Y, Z.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean?
I've got to learn to do that too. I think I do it well, but then there's also
it's hard. It takes a lot of effort.
It takes but then there's also, so the episode I was referring to where I was talking about like my experience like growing up, it was with Tia, and there was a bit where we asked her a question, didn't it?
Hold tight to you, by the way.
Yeah. We asked her a question.
Yeah, go on.
And she lied, didn't it? But you see,
why did she do that? No, big man.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, please. Like so you gotta enlighten me and us.
Yeah. So I think we were talking about when she went for holiday. Yeah. And then we asked her if she lied. We started busting up. I didn't analyze that until like I watched it a couple of times. I thought, oh, yeah, that was actually almost like instinctive. And then I remember there's been times where I've heard other women like talk like in that kind of sense.
Like on a dime like that.
Yeah. And it's not even about, it's from experience, isn't it? Because they've been in situations where like they need to like, not because it's like, you know, they're moving mad or they're doing something
I
stupid.
think certain situations for them, they have to.
They have to.
Because it's a health and safety.
Yeah.
The same thing for us, yeah. I don't know if this has ever happened to you lot. I know it's happened to me. I've been in my own ends somewhere that I'm in my ends, but it's not my part of the ends. And someone's asked us as a group, yo, where are you man from? Because I know certain part of the ends and the other part of the ends don't really get along. I've not said the ends. I've said, let me say Dalston. Let me say wherever. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. That's a situation where we've had to like, or if you've been in a next area and you know like the hood politics, you know what to say and what not to say. And if you don't, it's peak. So I'm not sure if like you've had that experience before. No. But when you have, and having to think on your feet like that, you gotta know like, bruh, these man don't like these man. Them man are cool. Do you know what I mean? Don't really act like you know what's going on. The best thing to say is like Cardiff. Do you know what I mean? It's out of the way of everywhere. Yeah. So it's similar, it's different dynamics.
Yeah, different dynamics, but similar. But I say from their perspective, when I use that example to say like, yeah, that in a health and safety situation, they'd have to. But I've seen it where they've done it in a situation where it's not necessary. Like,
do you think her situation was necessary to lie?
No. It was dumb. I think about it, it's like, why? Like, it was mad unnecessary.
She just felt to lie, innit?
It was like that. And me having to learn that and actually understand that can happen, it put me, and I've been through it before.
But that's you being naive though, let's be honest. If you didn't think that that's a possibility, then that's you being naive.
No, okay, for that specific question.
No, not even that, just in general, to expect anyone, doesn't have to be a woman, to tell the 100% truth is mad naive. That's crazy naive.
No, that's yeah.
I never expect anyone, man, woman, dog, to come tell me the 100% truth. They don't know me.
Yeah.
Like, you know them way there. Why would you tell me 100% truth? So now let's take it to a person that knows us but don't really know us.
Mm-hmm.
Why would she tell us the truth of, in her mind, it's her business? And she's in front of a camera, behind a microphone.
No, that's true.
In front of
in
viewers.
that context, yeah.
It makes perfect sense why she lied if you put it in that context.
But then if you put it in a context of where you're just in a setting, like it's a moe or whatever, you're just...
But it's not that, but because she knows she's behind the microphone.
No, that one, yeah. But even, I'm saying, we take it to a different scenario.
Oh, if you take it to a different context, then yeah, that's wild that she lied.
Not even just wild, but I guess there's just certain things in their head that they're thinking, or they're just like calculating. It's like, okay, is this situation, am I really trying to, you know what I'm saying?
And also...
They move out of that. And it's like, okay, I just have to know to navigate that now. Because I've had that before, and I didn't realize it. And then I'll talk to like my peoples, and they're like, "Yeah, bro, can't lie.
That's a thing.
You got boys. Like,
I said you got boyed.
Hey, no, it's true, bro. It happens, isn't it? And it's happened, and I've just had to go.
Man, them.
Okay.
It's okay. We've all been buoyed.
Yeah.
We've all held a gem in 1 or 2 times, and I know there's gonna be certain man who watch this on YouTube and go, me, I'm the ultimate gallus. And I'm like, blood. That guy there has been buoyed the most.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
If you believe that you're the ultimate gallus.
Some girl just come out that night saying you haven't passed one off. And you just catch it.
Not even just pass man off. You're the one who gets cheated on. You believe like my girl can't get. Your girl's gonna get took, bro.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
Yeah, no, yeah.
You're not invincible, bro. Like, who do you think you're, Superman or something? It's true though.
Yo,
not my woman.
Oi.
Not my woman. That's so funny.
Nah, that's crazy.
Yeah. He didn't even check the time.
Sure. No, I checked. Yeah, but as in, I'd probably need to leave in like 20 minutes now.
Well then, that's what can wrap up. If you want to wrap up, then my boy.
I think we should, because it can go anywhere at this point, but I think it's good to like leave it here.
Hold tight, Aggs, man. You brought the conversation in a different direction. Jeez, biggest DJ in London.
Come on.
Come on, man. We co-sign the thing. Like, if you got smoke for Aggs, you go find him, innit? But this has been the biggest, baddest, wickedest podcast in the whole entire world. I said it. You get me? The Experimentation podcast with your boy L Ants RBG, aka LA.
The one and only.
Come on.
And you know me already. If you don't know, let me let you
said
know.
You know me already, you know.
Return of the Kids.
Come on.
AKA.
One more time for them.
Return of the Kids.
Bow.
AKA Jerry the Kids.
Oh,
you know what's good.
Oh.
I've done it backwards, but it don't matter, right?
Oh.
Because it's the end.
Oh.
That's how we do things.
Oh. God. Oh.